What's up, guys? It's Williams, aka TheSwolefessor, here to educate you on health, fitness, social well-being. Today is Thursday, so it's my second training day of the week. As you guys know, Wednesdays are now my primary days, and the setup is still kind of similar as far as like what my days look like in terms of movement. So yesterday was my SBD day, and today is pretty much my full body accessory day that kind of goes right along with the SBD day, since after an SBD day I obviously don't feel like doing a whole lot of accessories. Now what's gonna be interesting about today, guys, is that as you all know, I tell you that you want to pick your accessory work based upon your individual goals and your individual weaknesses, whether you're doing curls for bicep hypertrophy because you feel like your biceps are like your body part, or whether you're doing something like weighted planks because you feel like you need to work on the functionality of bracing better, keeping your core tight, and your squat and your deadlift. What's going to be great about all my movements that I'm showing you today is that these are all movements that, no matter if your goals are bodybuilding, powerlifting, these are all movements that I believe everybody should be doing, either as accessory work or even for some of them as main movements. So let's get right into it. So hopefully you guys can hear me. You guys just saw me do overhead press, and I had 3 ascending sets of 8 reps, 7 reps, and 6 reps, all at RP7. Now, today was my first time having overhead press as part of my programming in a little, I think I want to say like 2 years or right under 2 years. So I started off a little bit moderate, may not have been quite RP7, maybe more like RP6. So all I did was 100, 105, and 110 pounds just to ease into it. I think the most weight I've ever done for reps is like 150 pounds, like at my best, and I for high reps, like maybe 3s or 4s. So it's definitely gonna take some time to get back into it during this block. But the reason this movement is so good is, one, from a hypertrophy standpoint, if you're really trying to develop your entire shoulder girdle, overhead press is a must, man. Like, everyone gets really caught up on lateral raises and face pulls, which are important. Face pulls are very important for overall shoulder girdle health and helping develop the rear delts and just the upper back musculature as a whole. Lateral raises definitely help, since the lateral head doesn't get as much love whenever we're doing pressing or pulling the way that the anterior and posterior delt do. But the overhead press hits all of the delts. And you guys already know, workload. You're not going to be able to do quite as much workload in terms of your shoulder movements as what you're going to be able to get up to on the overhead press in terms of overall weight. So it's just a really good movement in terms of hypertrophy. It's a really good movement to develop the entire shoulder girdle. And then for powerlifting, it's just a good variation because we do so much horizontal pressing. So pressing in a vertical manner is just good for your overall health, because that's what helps prevent overuse injury, because you're not doing the same thing over and over and over. So if you're not doing any type of overhead pressing, I strongly suggest you do. Like you guys already see with my programming, I do a whole lot more dumbbell shoulder pressing when I'm like in prep and closer to a meet. For the same reason that I don't really do a whole bunch of weighted dips anymore. during my powerlifting preps, just because it really can like zap you for your bench press. But with being 16 weeks out, this is the time to have a lot more like, you know, variation and volume with that variation to help develop the musculature, but also just kind of give my body a break from doing the usual big three over and over again. Alright guys, touching weighted pull-ups for the first time, and I don't know how long was interesting. Like it felt good, but at the same time I'm quickly remembering why it is we don't have weighted pull-ups programmed too often whenever I'm doing more powerlifting specific stuff, just because of how fatiguing and tiring they are. So the way that we're going about it this time is I'm just doing build-up sets of 8 to a top set of 8 at RP 7. So as you guys may know if you've been keeping up the channel long enough, when I first started under Brendan back in the beginning of 2018, he still wanted me to do weighted pull-ups. But even when he would give me straight sets for low RPEs, I was still hitting like, you know, in the low to mid hundreds. And just the objective load of the weight itself would be very tiring, fatiguing, even at low exertion RPEs, which would affect me on like the big three. So to kind of compensate for that this time around, we're just doing build-up sets to one top set and whatever the RPE is, and then that's it. Now, you guys already should know by now the importance of pull-ups just from a functional aspect of getting better at properly elevating and depressing the scapula, which is obviously very useful for bench press, scapular control of bench press, scapular control on the squats, and then of course, like just undeniably, pull-ups are one of the greatest overall back builders and easily the greatest lat builder out of any movement out there, whether you're doing like, you know, pull-ups, chin-ups, whatever it may be. I'm going with chin-ups just because it's a little bit less fatiguing like on my shoulders than what the pull-ups are. As well as just getting a little bit of that additional volume on the biceps, so why not, right? But a bigger back is gonna help you be stronger on all of your movements. Like there's no big movement where your back isn't involved, whether it's overhead press, bench press, deadlifts, squats, some type of row. So obviously it's a movement that you guys are gonna wanna do if you're trying to focus on maximizing hypertrophy or strength. Alright guys, so just finished 3 straight sets of 8 Pendlay rows. You guys already know Pendlay rows are a great movement in terms of just overall back development. But from a functional aspect, there's 2 ways to go about it. One, if you're just going more for explosiveness and power, then it's really just like, you know, getting the slack out and driving it up as quickly as you can. What I'm focused more so on right now is keeping it as strict as possible and really focusing on making sure that my back is doing the vast majority of the work as far as properly retracting. On top of that, I'm also focused on trying to keep my lower back in a nice extended position. This is going to allow me to have some good carryover to the deadlift, just as far as having to hinge down to the bar while keeping the lower back extended. And as far as just keeping the movement stricter, it's just so I can get like a better hypertrophic effect. It's not to say that if you're being more explosive, that you're still not getting back hypertrophy, so long as you're still, you know, having some control over the form. You don't want to be so explosive, you know, where your hips are shooting up, or to where like you're using nothing but just your upper body momentum to get the weight up. But I'm just focusing on keeping it as strict as possible so that I can get more of like those functional aspects down, more so than just like moving as much weight as fast as possible. All right, guys, upside down kettlebell press. The reason for that movement has not changed since I first incorporated it. Focusing on scapular elevation at the top, getting a nice good twist, as well as, you know, a little bit of additional volume on the delts, but most importantly, really just give me another way to work on overall grip strength. You guys are gonna see with this programming, a lot of stuff is focused on grip strength. The hook grip on sumo deadlifts, incorporating weighted pull-ups again, incorporating pin lay rows, because that's one reason why I've never had issues with grip strength in terms of, keep in mind, I'm not doing hook grip because I have problems with dropping the bar. That's never been an issue. My grip strength is very strong due to doing things like weighted pull-ups, pin lay rows, the upside down kettlebell press, etc. I already explained why I'm doing hook grip in the previous video, so I won't go over that again, but you guys are gonna see even more stuff that emphasizes grip strength as far as like you know, thick deadlift bar holds, things like that. But yeah, that's the whole purpose of the kettlebell press still. This is actually one of those movements that I think everyone should focus on really more than anything else, just for overall shoulder health and functionality more than anything else. Now I'm gonna finish off with Bulgarian split squats and then leg curls. Obviously getting a little bit more additional volume on the quads, more volume on the hamstrings, but beyond that, the split squats, as you guys know if you've been on the channel long enough, are also just really good for working on overall stability, working on like those muscular imbalances from individual legs, adductor stability, all that good stuff. And then we will be done. What's up, guys? So closing this video out with the voiceover due to the fact that this specific day was actually the day before my wedding. So I was in a hurry to get done, get out, get home, handle some client work, and then get to the wedding rehearsal. But it actually works out because there really wasn't a need for me to show you guys the leg curls, because the purpose of this video was to show you guys accessory movements that I feel everybody should be doing for some reason or another. And leg curls wouldn't exactly go into that category. That's something that I'm just doing for additional hamstring work, but there's other movements that you guys can choose to do instead to get some additional volume on the hamstrings, and there's other movements that are actually better for doing that, plus getting some type of additional functional benefits such as like, you know, glute hamstring raises, things of that nature. But all in all, this is pretty much it for the video. It's what I want to show you guys as far as the movements that I'm doing and what this day looks like. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and leave a comment down below, let me know what you did. If you're not, leave a comment down below, let me know what I can get better. Like the video, share, subscribe. Keep it simple, specific, scientific, and I'll catch you guys later.